I, 23 female, am days away from giving birth, and my 37 male boyfriend just decided to tell me that he can't be at birth because he's married. In addition to all kinds of weird comments, I'm getting all kinds of weird PMs, so I think I need to just take a deep breath, walk away, mindlessly binge, watch something stupid for a while, and cry my face off tonight. I called around to a few family lawyers in my area, and the advice I got from posting here has been absolutely brilliant. But I'm running out of sass/steam to deal with anything else that's happening here, so I'm just going to check out. I'm going to leave the legal business to the lawyers, pray that he didn't give me false information and I can actually find him, and try to remember how much I was looking forward to being a mom before all of this happened. I don't really care if people think it's fake or whatever because I gained exactly nothing aside from the advice that I needed from making this post, and I gained exactly nothing from arguing. To everyone who shared their stories with me, thank you. Thank you so much. You feel like the dumbest fucking person in the world when this happened to you, and knowing it happens to people all the time is a weird comfort, even when you don't wish it on anybody. I don't think of myself as a trashy or general stupid person, just a person who was blinded by love and naivety and has learned a really hard lesson in a really hard way. I don't anything of monumental concern will happen between now and my Monday introduction. But once the baby is here, I will try to come back and let people know what's happening. Edit. Thank you all. It seems like getting legal help is priority number one. I'm just in shock right now. Like I almost feel numb. But I really appreciate everyone here for your help. I was really happy and looking forward to baby, and I just feel really sad right now, so I need to take a breather. Everything is ready for the baby, and I'm so excited to meet them. But Jesus. So first off, I know the age gap probably should have been a red flag, but I was stupid. We've been together for 2 years, but he lives in a different city. When I got pregnant, he said he was going to move to my city, and we would move in together. He just needed to finalize some things with his ex-wife. He told me he was divorced when we met, and I never had any reason to question it. I knew that he had 2 kids with her as well. He told me the truth about that, just not that he hasn't divorced or even separated. So fast forward, I'm 39 weeks, and he suddenly got uncommunicative, which is less than ideal when you're literally about to give birth. Bear in mind that he was supposed to have been fully moved in here a month ago. Blame COVID. Today I found out I am going to be induced on Monday unless baby decides to come out over the weekend, so I contacted him. And I was like, okay, what's going on? And that's when he told me that he isn't actually separated or divorced. He never told his wife about anything, and how he felt like he was backed into a corner. I don't feel sorry for him for that, because that's his own fault. But obviously, literally 4 days before giving birth isn't the time you want to get this news, and I have no idea what to do now. Tell him to fuck off. Obviously. But what else? I can take care of the baby, but I was preparing to have a partner to take care of it with me, you know? I don't even know what I'm asking for in terms of advice, but any advice for moving forward and handling this is appreciated. Update? Also, I'm all set with everything baby needs, with things being as they are considered donating to a local diaper, formula bank, save your money for awards and this post too, and put it toward that. Help babies and mamas who don't have the resources I do. First thing first, I had my healthy baby girl on Monday evening. We were discharged shortly after birth due to COVID, so I have been just trying to adjust to everything. Her birth was a dream, and I never want to do it again. LOL. Second, I talked to his wife for over an hour yesterday. I guess he decided to tell her. She wasn't mad at me, thank God. She's had her suspicions, but was trying to trust her husband, which I understand. She was so nice, honestly, and even though she isn't angry at me, I still feel bad because she's such a nice lady. She wanted to make sure I was doing okay and that I didn't need anything, which made me cry because postpartum hormones are whack. She's getting a divorce from him. Good for her, to be honest. We are planning to meet up and talk shit about him once the virus is over. I have a lawyer and will establish custody and child support legally ASAP. He hasn't bothered to contact me at all, but I don't particularly care. I didn't want to leave anyone hanging, even though it's not a huge update. Thank you to everyone who checked in. It means a lot.
Don't worry about his wife right now. Don't worry about having a safe pregnancy. Do not delete any texts or emails from him, since they may eventually help you in court. Once you've obtained an attorney, you can figure out how you'll get child support. Speak to a family law attorney before you birth, and especially talk to one before you put his name on the birth certificate. If you do that, it means you give him parental rights. And in some states, men will automatically get 50/50 legal custody and depending on location 50/50 physical. Some states won't give them shit though. You can always add his name later. If the hospital will let you wait to file the birth certificate, do it. Ask them for the written policy that states you have to do it before you leave. It gives you time to speak to an attorney. If you know you want him in the baby's life and want to deal with him for the next 20+ years, then put his name on it and play that card. Then file for support immediately. But be prepared to potentially share some form of custody with him. Depending on the state, it can be hard to take away. Avo.com is a good resource to ask questions. If you happen to be in California or MD, I might be able to answer some for you, but child custody laws are state dependent. I can certainly point you to free resources for those states. I agree with others. Don't tell the wife. Don't tell him. Just do this legally and let the court tell him. Legally protect yourself and the babe. Fuck that piece of shit who calls himself a man. Mourn the loss of the partner that you thought you had. But know that women are strong off, and you can raise this baby on your own, and it will be amazing. You will be fine, mama. Remember, there are tons of women who have cake before you and raise their children alone. You are strong.
Don't do that to yourself. You couldn't have known, and this was not on you. Trusting people is not a character flaw. There may have been clues, but that's part of the reason why he went for someone who was 21 at the time. Most people in their early 20s don't have enough life experience running into shitty people yet to be able to detect when something is off, or if someone is showing signs of lying, being manipulative or controlling. Hell, he even deceived his wife for 2 years, and she lives with him and has known him for years longer than you. This is not your fault. You went into the relationship with good intentions, believing that he was who he said he was, and that the two of you were building something together. I am so sorry this happened to you. Do you have anyone who could come live with you for a while and self-isolate with you? Can your mom take a road trip and live with you for the next month or so? You should have support around you if at all possible. Trusting people is not a character flaw. I love that so much. All of this. Op. I am wishing you all the best and am so sorry you are going through this. You are getting a lot of good insight and support right here, and I'm so glad. You will come out of this with a sweet baby, and someday, I truly believe this, with a partner who deserves your trust and love. Good luck to you, and hope you know how many people, total strangers, are wishing you well. Not just a doula, they typically peace out after birth. You need someone to help you for the first week or two. You need friends that can stay with you, or a newborn nanny. There is a time when you can and will do this by yourself, but the first couple weeks is not it. Newborns are demanding and fragile, and your body and mind will be going through a lot as well. You might have a C-section and be stuck in bed for weeks, for example. I'm not trying to scare you, but I hope you will plan some new contingencies ASAP, practical needs for the next few weeks, aside from this very traumatic and horrible betrayal that has just occurred. If you do not have local friends that you can call up in advance right now to set up help for next week, maybe even consider posting for help on Reddit, probably not on this sub. My heart is with you. I've been a single dad since my kid was an infant. You can do this. With help. Everyone needs help. One thing I wanted to make sure you were clear on is that, generally speaking, you have final say over whether or not you are induced. I don't know your medical situation and I am not giving medical advice, but I am clarifying for you that you are not obligated to mutely agree to an induction date. Based on your young age and the strange way you phrased it, making it sound as if you were informed or told this was happening to you, regardless of your input, I'm reading between the lines here, and wagering it's possible you may not be aware of just how much say you have over your own child's birth. So I wanted to encourage you to make sure you are comfortable with the final decision based on your understanding, as explained to you by your doctor, of all the options and their pros and cons, especially considering the stress you're facing regarding trying to seek out legal counsel prior to giving birth, as others are suggesting. If it turns out you are able to safely give birth even a few days later, that might help to ease some of the pressure you are under, and buy you some critical time to process and seek additional resources. I have a very personal story which I won't get into here, feel free to DM, but the long and the short of it is that you are not obligated to get induced. Wishing you the best of luck.